Welcome, and nice to see that quite some people are having interest in to understand more about this slim budget. So I think it exists now for, I think, already 2 years. So we would like to share some information about it. Also, how we obviously as Data Academy could help you with using the slim budget. But also, I think it's interesting to know that we ourselves also has requested the slim budget 1 year ago and successfully applied for it to train our teachers. So like I said, let's not try to overwhelm you with too many slides. So I have a story prepared, but please also jump in if you have any questions. I rather have everyone unmuted and have it a little bit more interactive than I have to explain everything myself. And obviously we can also have some time after the presentation to answer any more questions. So let me go to my slides. So what I want to do is 3 things. So I want to give you a small introduction about who we are, and that is also maybe helping you in understanding if you would have the slim budget, how you could spend it in a useful way. Then I'm just going to share all information we got about the slim budget. So now I don't know about you, but the first time I was diving into it, I thought that the information that's provided by the government is not very clear. So hopefully I can help you out in understanding it better. And then how to apply. So the deadline to hand it in is the end of September, and the application is open starting next week. So yeah, there's still some time. So I think we are the right moment now to have this conversation. So yeah, I'm Oliver. I was the one who once founded the Amsterdam Data Academy. But what we do is we train people in the world of data science and AI. Nowadays, I think everyone wants to use AI, but when we were founded 7 years ago, we already having we're having our first courses about AI. So for us, it's quite a thing that we're already doing quite some time. We strongly believe in continuously learning. You can also see on this picture we have people of all ages, and so we believe that everyone has to not only after they are becoming 18 start learning, but also probably you have to reskill yourself 2 or 3 times in your career. And nowadays with data and AI, I think a lot of people feel the urge of doing some retraining or upscaling. So I think what makes us quite unique is that we have a unique blended learning method. That means that we have a combination of a learning platform where you can study in a self-paced manner, combined with live expert sessions. They are typically online, but sometimes even on our premises in Amsterdam. And we do a lot of personal coaching one-on-one with students. So we strongly believe that every individual is different, and we have a very, very personalized approach in teaching. I think also because data can be quite complex, can be a little bit boring for some. Therefore, it's important that we really tailor the learning environment and learning journey towards everyone's individual needs. I think it's always funny if we have a course like programming with Python. When we in the old way, you would typically have 50% of the people would think it's too easy, the other 50 would think it's too difficult. But by having this blended learning method, we can more tailor it to people's needs. So these are some of our courses. We have courses in the field of data and AI. That's a little bit what we do. So data science, data analytics, data engineering, AI engineering. So we have courses those are like short courses of 3 weeks, of which you have 1 day of studying per week. And we have longer programs, and then you are really prepared to start a career in a new job role. So if you want to become an AI engineer or data scientist, we have a full program for that, including an internship and career counseling. But just a quick introduction of our team as well. So we have quite some female teachers. That's, I think, what I personally like a lot. So that's about us. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. I suppose not. You can always ask me more later if you want to know about us. But I think the most important reason you come here is to discuss the slim budget. So I think why is this relevant, this slim budget? So I think you all know that the world is changing. A lot of companies want to invest in data and AI capabilities to create a competitive advantage. I speak to a lot of companies, and I notice that everyone has some kind of fear of missing out, some FOMO feeling. Even the companies that already are quite advanced in being well equipped in data and AI, but everyone has a feeling the others are doing more. But at least I think there's work to be done, and I think therefore this slim budget could be a great chance. So what is it exactly? So the slim budget is a subsidy from the government in the Netherlands, specifically for small, medium enterprises. So I think that's up to 250 FTE. You can get up to 25,000 euros of budget, and then what it typically means is that you can cover up to 80% of the cost. So 20% of the cost you have to pay yourself, and 80% of the cost will then be supported by the government. And it's also possible to have a lower amount. So if you would want to invest 10,000 euros in your organization, then you have to pay 2,000 yourself and 8,000 by the subsidy. Okay.
Olivier, can I ask a question about how the calculation is? So what is the basis of the 25,000? Is it per FTE? Is it per, because you say it's per application? Can you like more applications a year? So how do they define the amount that you can receive?
So it's per company.
It's per company, and how, like, do they look at how many people like the hoogte, like, of what you can get? How is it calculated?
Yeah, so, more details about it later. But so even if you would have a small medium enterprise of 5 people, like, then you can also get 25K.
Okay.
And it's not dependent by the FTA account. There's just a maximum budget of 25,000 euros per company, and I think you can even apply once for the slim budget. You cannot do it every year. But you could also scale of train 25 people, let's say for 1,000 euros. So it's just a matter about how you want to organize this. But
so it doesn't matter if you have 5 FTE or 200 FTE. It's going to be 25,000 per company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a minimum self-contribution of 20%.
Yeah.
In some situations, it's 40, like it says. That not it's always 80, but that in general it's 20%. Yeah, you could just apply for the subsidy, and then if you're not be granted the money, because it's not 100% guaranteed that you get the money. You have to have a nice plan, and also you have to work together with educators like us. But if you don't get the money, you don't pay anything. So that's no cure, no pay, so to say. Okay, and then so what's important for the criteria that you have to meet to make use of the slim budget? You have to be a small, medium enterprise. So if you are one like a freelancer, then it's not going to work. If you are a big corporate, then it's also not working. You have to invest in learning and development. So it's dedicated for learning and event development. And it doesn't really matter if you already have been doing some training or you're just starting. You just have to make a plan starting from now, how you're going to invest in learning and development. As I described earlier, there's a maximum of 20% of the training cost that you have to pay yourself. So yeah, those are the criteria that are important, but I think it's important that also there are some activities that can be used to be paid by this slim budget, and some not. So what we noticed, because we not only have used this budget for ourselves, but also have helped other clients in the past as well. If they like when you apply for this budget, they like it a lot when you have a plan in creating a platform for your organization in which not one employee can learn, but more people, even people that join later, that you're really going to use this budget for a fundamental step forward in learning the whole organization, maybe some skills in the world of AI, of some data skills. So it's not really tailored for just having 5 people trained for some specific role, because if they would leave the company, then the money is a little bit wasted. So it's really important that you spend the money in some kind of company objective and not only on some personal objectives that some employees have. The Subsidy is divided into 3 categories. So we have this learning platform, so really creating an online environment like we are offering, in which you can give all your employees access to. There's also a part that you can do some career development on top of that, but that's a little bit depending as well on the number of employees we have. I think it's like 600 euro per employee, so that's a little bit different than I said earlier, I think, hint, but if you would be with 5 people, you could theoretically also invest in only the learning platform. So you could also choose one of the 3 categories here. And there's also an additional category about some practical workspace, like a spot to become a certain, to gain certain skills in becoming a certain profession. But I think that's not too relevant for now. I think it's a little bit more complicated to make a plan for that. So what we have done in the past quite a lot is this first category, this learning platform, that is really very in line with the strategy of the slim budget. They also like it a lot. If you're going to do an application in that category, career counseling is a little bit more difficult, because then you really have to make sure that those people are not trained because they want it themselves, but it's really running up to some kind of overarching company objective. So yeah, let me give some examples. So we have been helping a healthcare institution to build a learning platform, especially there were a lot of quality managers that had to analyze data. So those people were not typically data analysts, but just had to work a lot with data. Marketing agencies are also quite popular in improving themselves in the world of AI. We also had a logistics company, and yeah, also in a governmental institution, there's we also helped quite some companies already in using AI. So those are some examples. I think, I hope or I assume that everyone in this webinar is already having some ideas how they could improve themselves in when they would have this budget to invest in their organization. And otherwise we can obviously brainstorm with you what you could do. So then, how to apply, if there are no questions until now. So yeah, the slim budget consists now of 2 years, I think. So in March we already had the first application period, which was also quite successful. Now we have a second one, but I think it's interesting to share all learnings we got from the first application window as well. So we noticed that especially investing in a learning platform, that worked well. That's also getting you a bigger chance in getting the funding. There's also another part of the budget that is just ended in June. That's about that you could join forces as multiple companies and then also apply for the slim budget. That's already done. That there's another chance next year, but I just want to give an overview about everything what's there, because you only can be granted once the budget. So if you now would apply and you get the budget, you can't ask again next year for this SME partnership variation. I also have to explain, I think that if you would now apply for the budget, but you aren't granted the budget, then you could reapply next year. So there's no harm in doing it multiple times. It's even helping you, since you probably then could redefine your plan that you have applied for.
And this partnership, if you have the partnership, then the 25,000, is it for each company or is it like for the, so if you have like 3 companies and you're saying, okay, we want to do a partnership, the 3 of them, will you get the separate 25,000 or is it 25,000 for the 3 companies?
Yeah, that's a good
Because-
question. So this 25,000, that is especially applicable for the first category. So then you get just 25K per company. With this SME partnerships, there's more budget. There's just quite a huge amount of budget. You could even get more than 25,000, like let's say 100,000. But then I think only 20 or 30% of the cost is funded. So it's a little bit different in terms of structure. So we really have to have what they typically want to see if you are a company and you have an educational institution and maybe an branchevereniging, how do you call that? But maybe you have some different entities in some kind of industry that want to join forces and want to upskill a group of people, then you can make a plan. But that's a little bit more difficult also.
It's different, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you really have to make sure that those companies also are going to work together for some years, because it is also really tailored to 1 or 2 or maybe 3 years. So it's a little bit a different thing. But if you want to learn more about it, I can also have a one-on-one chat with you later. I want to focus today on the
first application. Yeah, because I'm just like we have the one holding and then we have different companies under it, so they could do an application together. But I think maybe it's better to do it per company.
The second one is not tailored for holding structures. It's really about different companies with different roles in some kind of ecosystem that join forces to. It's also not typical for only commercial companies. It's typically that they combine maybe the partnership with an educational organization.
Someone outside of the company, yeah, okay.
But then, so what we would like to offer is to help you in applying for this slim budget, if you like. So yeah, it looks quite frightening in the first instance, I think, but we have some experience in how to get you from planning to submission in this process. It's very important that you have an in-depth plan what you want to do. So that's the basis of this slim budget. If you really have to have a detailed plan on what you're going to do. So again, we can help you with this, and especially if you're going to do a training or AI program, then I think we could quite easily help you with creating a training program for that. Other programs are eligible, so I think that's nice. And obviously, we also offer this help free of charge. So if you're not getting the budget, then obviously you are still open to pay it yourself and find another solution. But yeah, we just want to help you in getting this started and share our experience in getting this budget funded. So yeah, we have a website where you can just apply for this slim budget. Then we check if you would meet all criteria that are there. We also then are going to help you in creating this plan together. And so the deadline for to apply for this budget is the end of September. So there's quite some time left, but we have noticed that it still needs some time to discuss what you're exactly going to do. And the application is going to open on Monday. There's no first come, first serve thing there, so it doesn't make sense to be there on Monday already. But I think I would advise to at least not wait until the last day. So that was a quick explanation, I think, about the slim budget. So yeah, now I'm curious about the questions you got more for us.
Yeah, hi Oliver. So thank you for the presentation. So as a part of your help in here, what would be the fee? It's a part of the project, or it's a...
Yeah, obviously, if you're not going to invest in data and AI education, then we're not going to help you.
Yeah, no, for sure. So let's see. I am interested. For us, we are an environmental research company, and this will be applicable for us for learning or training, let's say, this platform of analyzing big data from field studies. We have a lot of arthropod data, and I think AI, I mean, learning to do sort of an automatic process will help us. And also, we were working with recognition of different species on mammals and birds from pictures. So I think these are the two applicable maybe areas that we could apply for. So I guess this would be if we're eligible and we collaborate together with you on this. I guess the entire, let's say, the entire fee, the program will be via you, that we learned how, I mean, people learn how to do this. Am I correct?
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, if we make a plan together and you also need some other activities funded that are not supported by us, then we can even do a little bit of hybrid thing. But I think the process would be that you just apply on our website, then we do an intake, then we just discuss it. Then we will help you in creating the document you have to upload yourself. And then we just wait for the response of the government if you are granted the budget or not. And if not, then yeah, we can always have another chat if there's another way that you can still do it. Yeah, in the first instance, we want to help you in just getting the budget and see if we can also help you in really doing the activities that are in the plan by our support.
Yeah, that's clear. Thanks. And the other question is, does it? So we are an international team, and we have colleagues that are not under Dutch contracts. Do the people participating have to be under Dutch contracts with the BSN, or we can train or multiple?
Now, yeah, the most important thing is that you are a small, medium enterprise, that you also are just registered in the Netherlands, I would say. And it's not really, you don't have to enter the names of the people that's going to be trained per se. If you are going to go for the route that you're going to create a data and AI learning platform, yeah, then it's open for everyone, even people maybe that are not on your paycheck, but are hiring on a freelance basis. So it's just an investment that you want to do as a company in all the people that are involved in your company to scale up. But you don't have to give base numbers of employees who is going to be trained. It's more about a company thing and a company initiative.
Okay, clear. Thank you very much. So the slim budget on your website, can we apply from Monday on, or that's only for the...
Now, yeah, at the end you have to register as well on the website of the slim budget itself, but this is just the link to do this intake with us. Then we're going to help you in discussing how that plan would look like. Then we're going to also help you in filling all the forms, because we already did this quite successful sometimes before, and then it's up to you to hand it in. That doesn't need to be on Monday. It can also be a little bit later. So it's almost at the end of the week. I would say let's do it step by step. But the first step would be to have a chat with us to see if you're eligible and how we can co-create this plan together.
Sure. Thanks. Looking forward.
Okay.
Olivier, I have a question. When you received the budget, so you applied for it and then you received the slim budget. After that, do you still need to have some things that you need to do? Like, for example, I don't know if you know VBSO. Have you ever, then you still need to report stuff. And so I was wondering if you also have to do it for this. Like, so, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or are there any requirements and that they can extract it? Like that they can say, okay, you didn't, je hebt niet aan deze voorwaarden voldaan, so you need to give it back or something. Is that also this case, or is it like you received it and then it's done?
Yeah, at some stage you could be asked to validate that you really have done what you have asked for. I think it's not. It's like
It's like an audit or something. Is that
yeah.
what
It's, I was searching for the English word. It's like a lottery. It's not everyone. They don't.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some people,
Simple.
and those people they're going to check. But yeah, at the end, it's also the aim that you're also really going to do it, and we also there to help you on that. But yeah, I
So
don't think
unless you are picked with by the government, it's not like you need to like send them a report of what you've done.
no, and we ourselves also have granted the budget. We already prepared some documents, but we haven't been asked yet, and it's not too difficult, I have to say. So that's not a real issue. I think the WBSO is a little bit more strict in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question for now?
Yes. Well, you said that the amount that is spent, it has to benefit the organization as a whole, right? So you can't just say, well, I've got 2 AI agents officers, however you call them, and we will give them a training of 12,500 euros each. That's not possible, which sounds logical because if they go away, then you lose all the knowledge. But I was wondering if you help us with applying for the budget at Amsterdam Data Academy. Are there also programs for a lot of people? Because we're a company, it's not very big, but it's like 60 people. FTE is less, of course, I don't know, 45, but more or less 60 people. So, I mean, with a budget of 25K, you wouldn't be able to train everybody, right? So I was looking for benefit the organization as a whole, but you can't train.
Yeah, we even have like an AI agent course of a prompt engineering course. We just prepared the post for ING Bank, and it was like, if they were a group of 50 people.
Okay.
Then I think they spend like 500 euros per person. So we also have offerings for that, and I think it's important to understand. So the slim budget is divided in more or less 2 variations. So you do have a part of the budget that can be allocated per person. That is the 600 euros I was addressing earlier. But the second part is just like a project that you would do, and even if you have 2 employees, you can still do a project of 25K. So that's just, and that can be used by anyone. So even if you are tomorrow with 600 people, then we can train 600 people. Then it's more like some kind of e-learning, maybe, you know. So yeah, my advice would be to schedule an intake, and then we just have a one-on-one chat about how this typically works. So, but yeah, typically it's a combination of training some people one-on-one, but also investing in this platform. I think then you can do both.
All right. And is this because in the slides you wrote March, and March already in the past, and September, will it also be there in March 26, or don't you know that yet?
Yeah. So it was also because we applied 1 year ago in September last year ourselves, and in March we had some clients doing it, but I just noticed that the more and more popular it becomes, the less chance there is that you get the budget. So I would advise to really do it now, even if you're not going to start tomorrow. You can also make a plan to start as of January, right? So you can make a plan that's not starting tomorrow, but just, I think the window is 2 years. You could.
Yeah. Okay. So you can make already. I call it apply with a plan, which starts later on. Of course, not 5 years from now. Okay. Well, that's All right. Sounds good.
Okay. I think some people are already leaving. Anyone else? Everyone is hungry.
Yeah. I already had lunch, but can we continue like 5 minutes? I wanted to ask you in Dutch.
Yeah. If everyone left, then it.
Everybody's left.
Like something specific about the company.
Amissi, do you have any questions?
Yes, no questions yet, but still here.
Okay. En Jeroen, Ewald, heb jij nog een vraag? No, I think everyone is either having lunch or already left.
Yeah.
So maybe we have to round up this call, and maybe can just have a quick call one-on-one.
Yeah. I think because it's about the two companies, I wanted to ask specific.
Yeah. So for everyone still there, please just schedule a call with us or apply on this slim budget page. Then we can have a more in-depth discussion about how this personally looks for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And can you share the slides, or is that not possible?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
I can even share the recordings. So then I have this Firefly in the meeting that is doing.
Oh, hi.
Okay, speak to you later.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Bye bye.
Olivier?
Ciao.
Ik bel wel even.